Okay, today it is Sunday, and on Friday I were at the bunker for a couple of hours to reinstall a computer that we are using for logging. So we are using a logging software called WinLog32. It's a very old type of software that is very basic, very clean, and stuff like that. So that's a computer from 2014, and it was unbelievably slow. That computer. So I took the task to export the log and do some minor upgrades to it, and as well as factory resetting the computer. So that's what I did, and it works. So at home here, I do have various types of computers and computer parts. I was looking in the drawer here if I could find a RAM stick, a like a EA memory stick for the computer, and which I found. I found a 4 GB one that I didn't use, that I donated to the group, and yeah, it worked. So now that computer has 8 GB of RAM, and I also purchased a 16 gigabyte of USB storage. That cost almost $5. It was a bargain deal, and that is using to have a external backup of the log to the memory stick, from WinLog to memory stick, and as well as from WinLog to QRZ, like automatic update. So yeah, that everything worked according to the plan. I did struggle just a little bit to transfer the log back because I didn't understood how the log entries are stored in that specific database that was this, but I asked a little bit for help, and yeah, it worked. So at the very end of the day, I started to use the radio. Actually, I was using the radio all the time, but I didn't got any contacts and stuff like that. So I told to myself, all right, let's use the radio for half an hour and then just get out of the bunker so I could go home. And I switched over to 10 meters, so that will be 28 megahertz specifically. And I scrolled, used the VFO from 2800 to the end. That's what I usually do when I'm on a band. Start from the beginning, go to the end. And then suddenly I just went to 28.355 megahertz, and then I start talking because usually I just wait when people are talking, and so I can hear them and then try to establish a contact. But apparently it doesn't work that way in the radio world. You just have to start talking, and that's what I did. So I start doing that, which is very unusual of me. I'm not a particularly social guy, so I have to learn a lot of good stuff, and now I did learn. And on the frequency 28.355, I start talking a little bit, and then another person came on the radio. So it was like a random connection. So it was a legit call. It's not prearranged or anything like that. So I was very happy about that, of course. Um, so I established the connection with a guy from Italy. I took a picture of that. Actually, I'm quite proud of that. So I shared that picture with on Facebook, and people like that. They give some congratulation and stuff like that. So of course, here's the radio, and here's the QSL card that I was doing. I was planning to show you guys the QRZ page, but the address to the guy, to the other guy in Italy, is on that page, and apparently it's a violation of YouTube's EULA agreement that I cannot show any address to people, but it is public information. Strange YouTube. And yeah, so I wrote the QSL card, and it worked. I'm very proud of that. So yeah, the reason why is that this was my first international call. So I only had one conversation on HF um, with a guy that was prearranged in Oslo. Now I tried to establish a contact. He lives in Narvik. I tried to establish a contact with a member of the group, which was also the examiner at my test, and I could barely hear him. I couldn't get a clear enough signal report from him, so it was not a valid QSO. But he could hear me, and I could hear him, but it was not good enough to establish a contact. So unfortunately for that, and that was on 80 meter, because it was very very close. But I was very lucky. I think it is. I find it very special to have or to use communication equipment to establish with other people from this country or other country for that matter, and also DX, well, basically different continent, to establish direct contact with people without being depending on the internet and YouTube and phone calls and stuff like that. I still find it very, very fascinating that we can talk to people like bouncing a signal up in the ionosphere and just let it travel around a lot, which is pretty cool. I gotta admit, I find it very very interesting. I really do. It is something about it. It's very cool. Um, I, I Other than that, I really don't have much to say. I just want to share my special moment that I had with another radio amateur uh, in a different country. So it is that. So yeah, and that I think will be everything for this video. If you like the video, just thumbs up or thumbs down. Please subscribe if you don't. It will help me in the long run. And I wish you a nice day. And 7-3, this frequency is available. Bye bye.